Well, I've switched over to using my iPad because my phone, the sound on my iPhone was so poor that you couldn't really hear it. So I think it's the 28th of April. It's quite a rainy day, but here I am. I'm going to film my garden because I watched the videos of what it was like in 2012 and thought how nice it was to have a record of it. So here I am in my garden on this rainy April day. We've had the driest April in recorded history, and so here we are. This is by the back gate. There's a dogwood, there's a little tiny rose up in here, and it's actually got some flowers on it, but I can't actually see one. Here's some geraniums. Anna, John's sister, gave me these geraniums, or a small amount of them, and here they are in their splendour. So it's not a sunny day today. This is a cotinus I've planted here. This is by the back gate. 2020 this year is. I've got a clematis. I bought lots of clematis, and this one's growing up through this cotinus, and it will have blue flowers, so it should go very nicely with the colour. Now this is a new bed that I have dug out and put in this last year, and I've put various things that I've grown from cuttings. There's Kate's new hydrangea. I've put it just there in order to for it to be in the shade. There's a cotinus. That cotinus is Grace, from the one at the end of the garden. It's Midwinter Fire and a buddleia. Then I've got lots of these polyanthus in here that I bought from the church, and Bennett was selling them to raise money for the church, and there were 6 for £2, so they were an absolute bargain, and I bought lots of them and planted them everywhere in my garden, and they have flowered since last autumn all the way through the winter, and now they're just starting to go over. The bluebells are out, and as you can see on my fence, I've got a couple of clematis. Police car going past. A couple of clematis. We're in lockdown at the moment, so there's in theory not much traffic, and well, not as much as usual. And I've also bought all these roses to go in here. So I bought this one here. It's called Jude the Obscure. Now, Judy and John gave me a voucher for my birthday just before Judy died, so I thought I'd plant a rose in her memory, and Jude the Obscure was the nearest I could get, but it's a lovely cream coloured rose. This one is, what is it called? Anyway, these roses here are all shades of yellow. That one back there is called Wollerton Old Hall. It's a nice creamy one. This one is called what's it called? Let me see if I can have a look. Oh yes, the Lark Ascending. So it's called the Lark Ascending. This one here is called honestly, my brain. I know the names of all these. Oh, Bathsheba. She's a nice sort of white one. Got an aqualegia in there. And then that thing there is a honeysuckle, winter flowering honeysuckle that I took a cutting from next door's garden. I leant over the fence. And then I've got some of these pinkish and sort of flowers that I got as a special offer from Gardener's World, and I planted lots of geraniums in there as well. Can I remember? Oh yes, I've got two on the back fence there, haven't I? This one's called the Lady of Shalott. And so I've got two roses on the back fence, can't quite remember what the other one is. Yeah, so there we are, so that's my new garden bed, so that I've got something to look at out. And there's the tree, the silver birch that I planted when my dad died. Toby was a year old, so you can work out how old it was from that. Just have a quick look outside the garden gate. So I've got a little shady area out here. Here we go, full of aqualegias, little primroses. It's got much, it was very pretty earlier in the year. It's one of those blasted garlics. And all along my front fence as well. The yellow flowers, the polyanthus have been fantastic, but they're going over now. Right, coming back towards where you can see that the yellow azalea's out. We love the yellow azalea, the scent is fantastic, superb. And there's my little rose red, not quite out in flower, lots of buds on it. And this, believe it or not, is the Acer that Kate gave me when she went to China, and it was tiny, and now it's got all big and huge. And behind it I've planted a crab apple which has these dark foliage and little pink flowers all over it in the springtime, and then little tiny cherry-like red apples. Here we are, here's the other azalea. Would you like to smell it? Come a bit closer and we'll smell it. Oh, fabulous, fabulous. Right, here's the Clematis montana on the front of the garage, underneath Toby's flat, pale pink, only in the springtime. And then of course this is all new because we've converted the bottom of the garage to a little flat for Toby. There's his front door, and his pathway, and here's his little garden bed full of bluebells and a little red azalea I put in there, various things. You wouldn't believe it, it's been so mild through the winter that the nasturtiums have not even died back. They've just carried on flowering all through the winter and into the spring. Right, I'm going to switch over to video 2 now.